There will be mornings when you wake up and you don't feel like doing anything, your alarm rings, and the easiest decision in the world is to hit snooze. Your mind begins negotiating with you. Just 5 more minutes. You deserve rest. Start tomorrow. And in that quiet moment, your future is being decided. Not by motivation, not by inspiration, but by discipline. Because motivation is a feeling, and feelings change like the weather. Some days you feel unstoppable, other days you feel empty. But discipline is a decision. It is the ability to act regardless of how you feel. And the truth most people never accept is this: the life you want will never be built on the days you feel motivated. It will be built on the days you don't feel like showing up, but you do it anyway. Look around at the people who achieve extraordinary things. Do you think they wake up excited every single day? Do you think they never doubt themselves, never feel tired, never want to quit? Of course they do. The difference is not that they have more motivation than you. The difference is they have trained themselves to move forward even when motivation disappears. Motivation gets you started. Discipline makes sure you finish. Anyone can take action when they feel inspired after watching a video, reading a quote, or hearing a powerful speech. But what happens the next day? And the day after that? When no one is clapping, when progress is slow, when results are invisible, that is where discipline takes over. That is where winners are separated from dreamers. Because dreams are easy. Everyone has them. Discipline is rare, very rare. Discipline is choosing the long-term reward over the short-term comfort. It is going to the gym when your body begs you to stay in bed. It is studying when your friends are out partying. It is saving money when your impulses tell you to spend. It is staying focused when distractions are screaming your name. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect in action. It is proof that you take your future seriously. Understand this clearly. Your future self is watching the decisions you make today. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you are voting for an average life. Every time you choose discipline, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. And success is nothing more than the result of thousands of these invisible votes. People often wait for the perfect mood to start. They say, "I'll begin when I feel ready." But readiness is a myth. If you wait until you feel ready, you will wait forever. Action creates readiness. Discipline creates confidence, not the other way around. Think about a rocket launching into space. The hardest moment is the first few minutes. The resistance is massive. But once it breaks through the atmosphere, momentum takes over. Your life works the same way. At the beginning, discipline feels heavy. It feels unnatural. It feels uncomfortable. But once it becomes part of your identity, everything changes. You stop negotiating with excuses. You stop asking yourself whether you should do the work. You just do it. And that is powerful. One of the greatest lies society tells is follow your passion. Passion is beautiful, but it is unreliable. There will be days you don't feel passionate about your goals. There will be seasons when everything feels repetitive and boring. Discipline is what carries you through those seasons. The professional shows up even when they don't feel like it. The amateur waits for inspiration. Ask yourself honestly, how many times has motivation abandoned you? How many goals have you started with excitement only to quit when things got difficult? It's not because you are weak. It's because you were relying on emotion instead of structure. High performers do not trust their emotions. They trust their habits. They design routines so powerful that success becomes automatic. Discipline is freedom. That might sound strange, but it's true. When you lack discipline, you become a slave to your moods, your impulses, and your distractions. But when you build discipline, you take control of your life. You decide who you become. Imagine waking up every day knowing that you keep promises to yourself. That builds a confidence no one can take away from you. Because the strongest form of confidence is self-trust. And self-trust is built every time you do what you said you would do, especially when it's hard. Discipline is not about being extreme. It is about being consistent. You don't have to change your life overnight. You just have to stop breaking the small promises you make to yourself. Start small. Wake up when you said you would. Finish what you started. Do one extra rep. Study 30 more minutes. Put in the effort when no one is watching. Small disciplines repeated daily create unstoppable momentum. Most people underestimate what they can achieve in a year and overestimate what they can do in a week. Greatness is never an event. It is a process. There is something you must understand right now. Pain is unavoidable, but you get to choose your pain. There is the pain of discipline and there is the pain of regret. The pain of discipline is temporary. It burns in the moment, but it builds strength. The pain of regret is permanent. It follows you for years, whispering, "What if?" Imagine meeting the version of yourself 10 years from now. Will that person thank you? Or will they wish you had been stronger today? Every time you avoid discomfort, you make your future harder. Every time you lean into discipline, you make your future easier. Your life is shaped by what you repeat daily. Not occasionally, daily. Motivation might help you run 1 mile. Discipline turns you into a marathon runner. Motivation might help you study one night. Discipline earns the degree. Motivation might spark a business idea. Discipline builds the empire. Here is another truth. Discipline is a skill, and like any skill, it can be trained. You are not born disciplined. You become disciplined through practice. The first time you force yourself to act despite resistance, it feels like a battle. The 10th time, it feels manageable. The 100th time, it becomes who you are. Stop seeing discipline as something painful. Start seeing it as your greatest advantage. Because in a world where most people choose easy, the disciplined person automatically rises. While others procrastinate, you progress. While others complain, you build. While others quit, you continue. And over time, that gap becomes enormous. Remember this, your competition is not other people. Your real competition is the weaker voice inside you that says, skip it, delay it, do it later. Discipline is learning to hear that voice and act anyway. You don't silence it. You outgrow it. At some point in your life, you must stop asking yourself what you feel like doing and start asking yourself what must be done. Because the moment you shift from emotional decision-making to disciplined action, your entire life begins to transform. Most people are controlled by comfort. They chase what is easy, what is familiar, what requires the least effort. But everything you truly want lives on the opposite side of comfort. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Becoming stronger, mentally, physically, emotionally, is uncomfortable. And that is exactly why so few people ever reach their true potential. Discipline is the bridge between who you are today and who you are capable of becoming. Without it, you remain stuck in cycles, starting, stopping, quitting, restarting, forever busy, but never progressing. With discipline, you become dangerous in the best possible way. You become someone who finishes, someone who persists. Someone who refuses to let temporary emotions sabotage permanent goals. Understand this clearly. Your mind is designed to protect you, not to grow you. It will always guide you toward safety, toward convenience, toward the known. When you try to wake up earlier, your mind says sleep more. When you try to work harder, it says relax. When you try to take risks, it whispers fear. This is not weakness. This is biology. But discipline is your power to override that programming. It is your declaration that you will not live on autopilot. Think about the strongest people you know, not just physically strong, mentally unshakable. The kind of people who stay calm in chaos, who keep moving when life knocks them down. Do you think they were born that way? No. They trained themselves through disciplined behavior. Every challenge they faced became a workout for their mind. Every setback strengthened their resilience. Discipline is forged in moments when quitting would be easier. There is a version of you right now that already knows what needs to be done. You know the habits you must build. You know the distractions you must eliminate. You know the excuses you must stop repeating. Yet knowledge alone changes nothing. The world is full of people who know exactly what they should do, but lack the discipline to execute. Execution is everything. Dreams without discipline are fantasies. Goals without discipline are wishes. Talent without discipline is wasted potential. Never forget this. Discipline beats talent when talent lacks discipline. Every single time. One reason people struggle with discipline is because they focus too much on intensity and not enough on consistency. They try to change everything at once. They go all in for a week, maybe two, and then they burn out. Real discipline is not about being extreme. It is about being reliable. It is about showing up even at 40%, because something is always better than nothing. The person who trains 3 days every week for a year will outperform the person who trains 7 days a week for 1 month and then disappears. Slow progress is still progress. Stop chasing perfection. Chase consistency. Another truth you must accept is that discipline requires sacrifice. You cannot have everything. Every yes to growth requires a no to distraction. Every hour spent improving is an hour not spent scrolling, complaining, or wasting time. The question is simple. What is your future worth to you? Because discipline is the purest form of self-love. It is choosing the life you want tomorrow over the impulses you feel today. When you respect yourself, you stop negotiating with behaviors that destroy your potential. You begin protecting your time, your energy, and your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Let's talk about delayed gratification. One of the clearest signs of a disciplined mind. Children want things now. Undisciplined adults do too, but those who achieve greatness master the ability to wait. They understand that planting seeds today creates shade tomorrow. They are willing to endure the silent phase where nothing seems to be happening. Imagine a bamboo tree. For years after it is planted, there is almost no visible growth. Water it daily, and you might think your effort is pointless. But beneath the soil, an extensive root system is forming. Then suddenly, within a short period, it shoots up dramatically. Your disciplined efforts work the same way. Most of your growth is invisible at first, but when it finally shows, people will call you overnight success. What they never saw was the discipline happening underground. Discipline also protects you from one of the greatest enemies of success, mood dependence. If you only act when you feel good, your results will always be inconsistent. High performers remove mood from the equation. They follow structure. They follow routine. They understand that emotions are temporary, but commitments must be permanent. On the days you feel strong, discipline pushes you forward. On the days you feel weak, discipline carries you. Either way, you keep moving. There will be moments when nobody believes in you, moments when your progress is so slow that even you begin to doubt yourself. This is where discipline becomes your anchor. You don't need applause to stay committed. You don't need instant results to stay focused. You trust the process because you trust yourself. And self-trust is built through evidence. Every workout completed, every task finished, every promise honored. Confidence is not something you think your way into. It is something you behave your way into. Stop waiting for life to become easier. It will not. Challenges are guaranteed. Unexpected problems will appear. Motivation will fade again and again. Discipline is what makes you stable in an unstable world. It gives you control when everything else feels uncertain. When disciplined action becomes your identity, obstacles stop looking like threats and start looking like training grounds. You begin to understand that pressure is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Look at your daily habits honestly, because your habits are quietly writing your future. Are they building you or breaking you? Every disciplined action is a brick. Lay enough bricks and you construct a powerful life. Skip them and the structure never forms. Remember, success is never about one massive decision. It is about hundreds of small disciplined choices made when no one is watching. Character is built in private long before it is displayed in public. And here is something most people realize too late. Discipline actually reduces stress. When you are prepared, you don't panic. When you are consistent, you don't rush. When you manage your time, you don't live in chaos. Discipline creates order, and order creates peace of mind. Imagine the calm that comes from knowing you are doing everything within your control to move your life forward. That calm is priceless. But let's be real. The path of discipline is not glamorous. It is repetitive, sometimes boring, often lonely. You will outgrow environments. You will distance yourself from habits and even people that no longer align with the person you are becoming. Not everyone will understand your transformation. Some may even feel threatened by it. Stay focused anyway. You are not here to shrink so others feel comfortable. You are here to expand into your highest potential. Every disciplined day strengthens your identity. Eventually, you stop seeing discipline as something you force yourself to do. It becomes who you are. You become the type of person who follows through, the type who finishes strong, the type who refuses to settle for mediocrity. And once that identity locks in, your standards rise automatically. You no longer tolerate laziness from yourself. You no longer entertain excuses. Average stops being acceptable. Picture your life 5 years from now if you committed to discipline starting today. Imagine the skills you would master, the strength you would build, the opportunities you would attract. Now imagine the opposite, staying trapped in the same patterns, the same procrastination, the same regret. The distance between those two futures is defined by what you choose to do today, not tomorrow, today. Discipline is not about being perfect. You will mess up. You will have off days. What matters is how quickly you return to the path. Never let one mistake become a downward spiral. Strong people reset fast. They don't waste energy on guilt. They refocus on action. Remember, falling off track does not define you. Staying off track does. There is a quiet power that emerges when you master discipline. You walk differently. You think differently. You carry yourself with certainty because you know you can handle hard things. Life stops feeling like something that happens to you and starts feeling like something you are actively creating. That shift is everything. One day, people will look at you and wonder how you became so strong, so focused, so unstoppable. They will assume you have some special advantage, but you will know the truth. It was never about motivation. It was about the days you showed up when it would have been easier not to. The mornings you chose effort over excuses. The nights you chose growth over comfort. Discipline will take you places motivation never could, because motivation is temporary, discipline is forever. There will be days when you feel like nothing is working, days when progress seems invisible, when your energy is low, and when your mind starts whispering, skip it today. It doesn't matter, but understand this clearly. Those are the days that matter the most. Anyone can stay committed when they feel motivated. Anyone can work hard when excitement is high. The true test of discipline is revealed on the ordinary days, the difficult days, the silent days when no one is watching and no one is clapping for you. Discipline means you show up anyway. You show up tired. You show up uninspired. You show up even when your emotions are telling you to quit. Because disciplined people do not negotiate with their feelings. They lead their feelings. Think about it. Your future is not created by what you do once in a while. It is created by what you do repeatedly. Every small disciplined action is like a vote for the person you want to become. When you wake up early instead of hitting snooze, you vote for a stronger version of yourself. When you choose learning over scrolling, you vote for growth. When you continue despite discomfort, you vote for resilience. And over time, those votes build an identity. You no longer try to be disciplined. You become discipline itself. Most people wait for the perfect moment, but disciplined individuals understand that perfection is an illusion. They start before they feel ready. They act before confidence arrives. And here is a powerful truth. Confidence is not the cause of action. It is the result of it. Every time you do something hard, your brain records evidence that you are capable. Slowly, self-doubt loses its voice. Remember, the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts far longer. Imagine looking back 5 years from now and realizing you could have become stronger, smarter, healthier, and more successful, but you chose comfort instead. That realization hurts more than any early morning alarm ever will. Discipline also requires you to protect your focus. We live in a world engineered for distraction. Notifications, endless entertainment, and constant noise are competing for your attention every second. If you do not guard your time, someone else will happily consume it. Discipline means learning to say no to things that do not serve your future. No to habits that drain your energy. No to environments that weaken your standards. Every no is actually a yes to something greater, your goals, your peace, your potential. Another thing you must understand is that discipline is deeply connected to self-respect. When you keep promises to yourself, your self-trust grows. When you repeatedly break them, your confidence erodes. Start making smaller promises if you must, but keep them. Tell yourself you will read 10 pages, then read them. Promise a 20-minute workout, then complete it. Promise 1 hour of focused work, then protect it fiercely. These small acts send a powerful message to your mind. I am someone who follows through. And once your brain accepts that identity, discipline stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like power. You will also need patience. Discipline does not always reward you immediately. Sometimes results take weeks, months, even years. But just because progress is slow does not mean it is not happening. A seed spends a long time growing beneath the soil before anyone sees a single leaf. During that invisible phase, most people give up because they believe nothing is changing. Disciplined people trust the process even when the results are hidden. They understand that greatness is built quietly, long before it is recognized loudly. Let's talk about excuses, the favorite weapon of an undisciplined mind. I don't have enough time. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired. But the truth is, everyone has the same 24 hours. The difference is not time, it is priority. When something truly matters to you, you create space for it. Discipline means taking ownership. No blaming circumstances, no blaming other people, just responsibility. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment your life begins to change. And here is something important. Discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about being committed to your growth. You will make mistakes. You will have days where you fall short. That is part of being human. The key is not perfection. It is returning quickly. Do not let one bad day turn into a bad week. Do not let one failure convince you to quit. Reset, refocus, restart. The strongest people are not those who never fall. They are those who refuse to stay down. Discipline will also separate you from the crowd. While others chase instant pleasure, you will be building lasting strength. While others seek shortcuts, you will be mastering fundamentals. And at first, it may feel lonely. Growth often is. But remember, extraordinary lives are never created by following ordinary habits. Start seeing discipline as freedom, not restriction. Because when you control your habits, you control your direction. When you control your direction, you control your destiny. Without discipline, your life is ruled by impulses and distractions. With discipline, your life is guided by intention. So from this moment forward, stop asking, "Do I feel like it?" and start asking, "Is this aligned with the person I want to become?" Let that question guide your decisions. Let it push you when comfort tries to hold you back. One day, people will look at your success and call you talented, lucky, or gifted, but you will know the truth. It was not luck. It was the mornings you showed up when it was hard, the nights you kept going when quitting felt easier, the countless moments when discipline carried you where motivation never could. Decide today that you will become that person, the one who does what needs to be done, regardless of mood, regardless of difficulty, regardless of applause, because the life you want is already already waiting on the other side of disciplined action. Keep going. Stay consistent. Trust the process. Your future self is depending on the choices you make right now.